Schultz, and I'm the Cedar Rapids instructor for the Delay the Disease Parkinson's exercise program. And welcome to our warm-up exercise. We'll begin, if you can, by finding a chair. I would highly recommend your dining room chair or a folding chair will work best for this warm-up exercise. Try to avoid the comfy recliner as it's difficult to do your exercises in that chair. And we'll begin seated, so go ahead and have a seat in your chair. Make sure both feet are firmly on the ground with feet about hip width apart, and then try to slide yourself back in your chair so you feel yourself sitting up nice and tall with your back pressed directly against the back of your chair. First part of our warm-up exercise is we'll begin by focusing on our breath. So let your hands rest comfortably on your thighs, and we'll begin by focusing on taking some nice big breaths in and out. If you're able to, try to breathe in and out through your nose. Big breaths in as you fill your lungs fully, and then exhale all of that air out. A lot of times we hold our breath throughout the day, both by not taking deep enough breaths, but also by not exhaling fully. So big breath in through your nose, and exhale all the way out. A little trick you can do is by placing one hand on your diaphragm, just right at the top of your ribs here. And as you take your deep breath in, see if you can feel your rib cage begin to move as your diaphragm opens up your lungs. Big breath in and exhale out. Good. Well, begin to add a little bit of movement now. On your breath in, I want you to pull your shoulders as far as you can up towards your ears, almost as if you're trying to touch your earlobes with your shoulders. Exhale, press your elbows down towards the ground, so much so that you feel a stretch on the top of your shoulders. Big breath in, pull your shoulders up towards your ears, and exhale, press your shoulders down away from your ears, elbows towards the ground. Breathe in, pull your shoulders up. Breathe out, press your elbows down. Good. Do a little posture check. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall. One last time. Big breath in, pull your shoulders up towards your ears. And breathe out, press your elbows down towards the ground. Good. Now we'll begin to add a little bit more movement. Still focusing on our shoulders. We'll go to some circles forward with your shoulders. I want you to focus on exaggerating these movements. For our entire warm-up exercise, exaggerated movements are what is most important. Big circles forward. Still continue to try to touch your ears, shoulders to your ears. Big circles, and don't hold your breath. Breathe in on one circle, breathe out on the next. Good. Big circles forward. And one more really big circle, and now we do the same thing in reverse. Shoulders go up towards your ears and then move down your back. If you can, notice there's the big bone on the back of your shoulder blade called your scapula. We're trying to move that bone down your back as you rotate your shoulders backwards. Still make these circles as large as you can. Try to brush your earlobes with your shoulders. Then press your shoulder blades all the way down your back. Breathing the entire time. Breathe in on one circle. Breathe out on the next. Good. And go ahead and relax and give it a little shake. Time to move on to focus on our shoulders a little bit more now. But first, check to make sure you have both feet firmly planted on the ground. Once more, check your posture. Make sure you're seated up nice and tall. We'll begin by focusing with palms down. Hover your arms just above your legs. Take a big breath in now as you reach forward as far as you can with your hands way in front of you. Good. Then breathe out. Press your elbows back behind you. Remember that shoulder blade? I want you to try to pinch it together behind your back, as if you're trying to elbow someone directly behind you. Big breath in, reach forward. Breathe out, pull back. Good. And you can go at your own pace on these, whatever feels best. Most important things here are 1, to keep breathing, and 2, to exaggerate your range of motion. Big breath in, reach forward. Breathe out, pull all the way back. Good. As you begin to feel fatigued on this shoulder circuit, I still want you to reach as far as you can. Good. Breathe out, pull back. One more time, reach as far as you can. Breathe out, pull back, and we're not done yet. From here, rotate your palms. So we're saying thumbs up, yay, we love exercise. Same motion. Big breath in, reach forward. Breathe out, pull back. Keep pinching those shoulder blades back as far as you can. Big breath in, reach. Breathe out, pull back. Good. Big range of motion. Big breaths in and out. It's a little trick to match your breath with your movement to remind yourself to not hold your breath. Good. One more time, breathe in, reach. Breathe out, pull all the way back. We're still not done. Same motion, this time thumbs down, same movement. Breathe in, reach as far as you can. Breathe out, pull all the way back. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, pull back. Breathe in, reach as far as you can. Breathe out, pinch your shoulders. One more time. Big breath in, reach. Breathe out, pull all the way back. And now you can relax for just a moment. Well done. Give your shoulders a little shake out to release any tension. We're not quite done with shoulders though. From here, bring your hands up above your thighs one more time. Big breath in as you check your posture. Then bring your hands together about chest level. We're going to bring our hands into prayer position, but we're not just holding our palms here. I want you to put very strong pressure against your hands so you can feel your entire palms pressing together and all of your fingers pressing together. Put strong pressure there so you feel your chest beginning to work as you're holding your hands together. Then check your posture. Make sure your elbows are about as tall as the height as your shoulders. And we'll do some circles forward, rotating your wrist and palms forward. Keep the pressure on your palms this entire time. Good. And again, match your breath with the movement. Breathe in on one circle, breathe out on the next. Very good. Remember, as you begin to feel that fatigue, as you feel that tiredness begin to set in, I still want you to keep strong pressure and exaggerate those ranges of motion. Good, and one more circle forward. Same thing in reverse. Circles back towards your face. Keep those elbows the same height as your shoulders, and keep breathing. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Don't relax yet. Rotate your hands now so one is above the other. Interlace your fingers as if you're trying to pull your fingers apart, almost in a Christmas Carol position. So again, try to pull your hands apart. Make sure your elbows are again the same height as your shoulders, and we'll go to our circles. Circles forward. Good. Remember, you can go at your own pace on these. Just remember to take nice deep breaths as you're moving and make each one count. Make sure you're putting hard pressure on your hands. Nice big circles. Elbows up tall. Good. And we'll go to circles backwards now. Same thing in reverse, circling back towards your face. Check your hands. Make sure you've got steady pressure there. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're still not done. Hold it here. We're going to go for a little swim. You'll lift one elbow towards the ceiling, drop the other, but remember, keep that pressure on your hands as we go to our swimming drill. As you rotate forward, try to get that top elbow as high as you can towards the ceiling. Big rotations here. This exercise is wonderful because we're moving our shoulder through our full range of motion so we can maintain our full mobility. And time for some backstroke. Same thing in reverse. Keep that top elbow as far as you can towards the ceiling. Keep the pressure on your hands. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Now you can relax. Very good. Give your shoulders a little shake out here to release any of the tension. Good. And we'll just move on to do a little bit for our neck now. As you're seated up nice and tall, allow your hands to rest for just a moment. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, we'll begin to look to the left side and then back to the center and then over to the right side and then back to the center. So just move with your breath and slowly look one side, back to the center, and then back to the other side. Good. Remember, we're only going so far that you feel a gentle stretch. We're not trying to cause any discomfort in your neck. Good. And then back to the center, and we'll go to some yes nods. We're pivoting on your top vertebrae. So breathe in as you very gently look up. Breathe out as you very gently look down. And again, for this, we're not going so far that you're pinching your neck. Good. We're only just pivoting to gently warm up the muscles in your neck. Good. And then we'll go back to the center. Pause for just a moment. Get rid of any tension. Then from here, I want you to very carefully begin to slide towards the edge of your chair. We're not sitting on the very edge, just towards the edge. And this is where it's important to be in that dining room chair or a folding chair. So begin to slide your weight towards the edge of your chair. Then once more, check your feet. Make sure both feet are flat on the ground. And if you'd like, you can use the legs of your chair as a guide to make sure your feet are about hip width apart. Good. Once more, check your posture. Sit up nice and tall. And we'll begin to go to some rotational exercises for our core and our back now. This next exercise is called our big rope pull. We'll begin by taking a big breath in as you reach your hands as far as you can to the left towards the ceiling. Then breathe out, keep your hands way away from your face and reach all the way down to the floor on the right side. Big breath in, reach up, breathe out, pull down towards the floor. Good. The higher and lower that you reach, the more difficult this exercise will be. And the farther you keep your hands away from your body, the more challenging this can be. You can always do this exercise with a can of soup in each hand or a 1 or 2 pound weight, and that will also make it more challenging. But remember, as with all of our exercises, the most important thing here is that range of motion and continuing to match your breath with the movement. Good. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, hands way in front of you, down towards the floor. One more time. Big breath in. Breathe out, reach down towards the floor and come back to the center to reset. Good. We'll shake it out, make sure nobody is dizzy. We'll do the same thing on our other side now. Begin by taking a big breath in and reach up to your right side. Then both hands way in front of you, pull all the way down to the floor on the left side. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, pull down. Good. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, pull down. And if you'd like, you can always hang out at the bottom of this just a little bit longer to stretch your lower back. Reach and pull down. Keep that range of motion very big with hands way away from your body. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, down. Good. One more time. Big breath in. Breathe out, pull all the way down, and we'll come right back to the center. Good. Pause to reset. Shake everything out, and we'll go to a little bit more rotation here as we focus on our eyes on our thumb drill. So again, make sure you're towards the edge of your chair, sitting up nice and tall. We'll pick up our right hand and place it right in front of us with thumbs up. I want you to fix your eyes on your thumb. We'll take a big breath in. Then as you breathe out, you're going to rotate open to your right side. Keep your eyes glued to your thumb. Rotate back as far as you can, keeping your eyes on your thumb, and then slowly rotate back to the center. So the key for this exercise is keeping your eyes on your thumb. One more time, big breath in. Breathe out and begin to rotate open to the right side, and then slowly back to the center. Good. And then release your right arm. Same thing with our left side now. See if you notice a difference if one side is easier than the other. It's always nice to know those differences in our body. Bring your left thumb up in front of your face. Glue your eyes to your thumb. Big breath in. Then exhale as you rotate open to the left side. Good. Remember, you're only going so far that you can keep your eyes on your thumb. Then exhale, come right back to the center. Good. One more time. Big breath in. Breathe out and start to open up to the left side. Keep your eyes on your thumb. Inhale. And exhale as you come right back to the center. Good. From here, go ahead and release your hands down. Do a little shake out to reset. We've done our core exercises. We'll move on to hip and legs now to get those warmed up. Again, make sure you're scooted towards the edge of your chair with both feet flat on the ground. Again, just a quick reminder, shoes are optional. You don't need any shoes for this exercise, but if you'd like to wear them, you can. We'll begin by making sure both legs are at 90 degrees, so flat on the ground and about the width of your chair. From here, as you do this exercise, I want you to make sure you're using your core strength, your abdominal strength, and your leg strength instead of leaning back. If we lean back to lift up our legs, we're not getting the benefit of the exercise. So very slowly, we'll begin by just moving to a marching drill. We're lifting one knee, then the other. Good. If it helps, you can breathe in on one leg, breathe out on the other, whatever makes this exercise feel best for you. Just a nice, slow, steady march. If you would like to take this up a notch and make it a little more challenging, you can cross your arms over each other with elbows towards each knee. And each time you lift that knee, try to get the knee all the way up towards your elbows. But remember, I don't want any slouching posture. Sit up nice and tall and then try to touch your knee to your elbows. Very good. One more time, each side lift high and back down and go ahead and relax. Good. From here, we're going to do a little stretch for our hip. This is what's going to be called a deep flexion. And if you can think for a moment, perhaps you've dropped something or you need to reach down and tie your shoe, what you're going into is what's called a hip flexion. So we're going to stretch that area now. I do need to say, if you've had any sort of hip replacement, I only want you to go about halfway into this stretch. We'll begin by taking both hands together, interlace your fingers to create a bit of a cup with your hands. Then reach down, grab your right knee, then use your arm strength, so a little bicep curl. Start to pull your right knee towards you. Good, so each time you breathe out, you're pulling your right knee towards your chest a little bit more. We're stretching out our hip here, and if you would like to take the stretch into your low back, you can begin to bring your chin towards your chest. This is a great way to stretch your low back and your hip at the same time, but remember, we're not trying to create any pain. Good. Each breath out can help release tension, so begin to focus on your breath. And exhale to lower down. Good, release to reset for just a moment. Then interlace your fingers again, create that cup with your hands. Reach down to your left knee, big strong bicep pull. Begin to pull your left knee towards your body. Remember, if you've had a hip replacement, I only want you to lift about a quarter way into the stretch. Pull your knee towards you as far as feels comfortable for you. And if you'd like to take this stretch into your low back, you can let your knee come down towards, your chin come towards your knee. Good, big breaths as you're stretching. And exhale to release out. Very good. We'll move on to our lower leg now, focusing on a little bit with ankles and the front of your leg and the back. All of these muscle groups are very important for our mobility, our ability to walk, to run, to skip, whatever it is you want to do. It's very important to do these exercises. Again, make sure both feet are right out in front of you. It's difficult to do any ankle drills with your feet way underneath of you. So both feet out in front, and we'll begin by doing some toe rocks. So you'll breathe in and rock up onto your toes as far as you can. Breathe out, lift your toes off the ground and rock onto your heel. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, rock back. Good, so we're just rocking toes to heels here. This exercise is actually very great for ankle mobility and flexibility, which both of those things are important in maintaining your ability to walk, such as stepping onto your heel. So these exercises are very easy to do, and you can even do them while you're eating breakfast. Rock up on your toes, back on your heels. Good, and to make this a little bit more challenging now, we're going to work on some brain muscle exercises here, focusing on that message as we begin to alternate. So we'll alternate toes and heels. So you're going on your opposite feet here, still maintaining that big range of motion. I still want you to go as far as you can on your toes to your heels. And let's do a little posture check. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And to make this a little bit more complicated, we'll begin to add in some arm movement. But remember, if your feet stop, I want you to go back to just the foot movement, as that's what's most important here. If you'd like, we can begin to add in some arm movement, reaching as far as you can, hands way in front and way behind. And if you'd like to add a little bit more, we can add in some head turns, slowly looking one side to the other. And you can see how we're mimicking our walking movement here. But remember, if your feet stop, go back to just the foot movement. And we'll go ahead and come right back to the center now. Go ahead and relax your feet. Very good. So our next exercise before we go into our leg stretch is our sit to stand drill. So anytime you're coming out of a seated position to a standing position, it's very important to make sure that both feet are flat on the ground and out from under you. If you try to stand up on your toes with your feet underneath of you, it's not going to work. So both feet out in front of the building, we need a wide, strong, sturdy base. So both feet out. Try to use the legs of your chair as a guide to determine where to put your feet. Then sit up nice and tall, place your hands to your hips. Anytime you're moving into standing, you want to think nose over toes, because that momentum of moving your head over your toes will help you move to standing. Take a big breath in, breathe out, think nose to toes, look up the direction we want to go, stand up, and then sit back down. Same thing in reverse, find your chair, sit back down. If you're having one of those days where you're perhaps not feeling the best, you can get the same effect from the exercise by scooting your weight forward in your chair and then sitting back down. All I'm doing here is shifting nose to toes, feeling my legs work, and then sitting right back down. So whichever feels best for you today, that's what I want you to do. Nose to toes, look up, stand up if you like, and then sit right back down. You can also make this more challenging by lifting your arms and your head, going forward, look up, stand up, and sit right back down. Go at your pace, whatever feels best for you. This is a great way to strengthen your legs to make our ability to move even easier. Good, one more time, nose to toes, look up, and sit right back down. Very good. So you should be nice and warm now so we can give our legs a good stretch. Stretching is just as important as our strength work because tight muscles mean limited range of motion. So once more, make sure you're scooted out towards the edge of your chair. We'll very slowly begin to walk our feet over to the left side of our chair. So you're sitting sideways in your chair. Hold on to your chair if you like. Then begin to move your right leg. So you're starting to slide your right foot behind you down towards the ground. So your right heel faces the ceiling and your right knee moves towards the ground. This stretch is going to focus on your quadriceps and your hip, which are two of the most important muscle groups to stretch. We'll begin by sitting nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Then as you breathe out, slowly begin to lean back. Hold on to your chair if you like. Continue to look towards the ceiling. Then as you lean back, we're feeling a stretch in your quadricep and your hip area, which if you've spent a lot of time sitting, such as in a car or in a chair, this area becomes very tight, so this stretch is very important. Make sure you're taking your deep breaths. Each breath out can release more of that lactic acid, which causes tension and soreness. So breath is very important while you're stretching. And you can hold this stretch as long as you like to, and you can do this as many times a day as you like. Just try to do a couple of sit to stand exercises before, so just to warm your muscles up. One more big breath in. Breathe out, start to bring your right leg up. Walk your feet back to the center of your chair. Then we'll focus on our left leg. Walk both feet over to the right side of your chair. Begin to slide your left foot down, heels towards the ceiling, knee towards the floor. Once more, sit up nice and tall. Look at the ceiling, then exhale as you lean back, perhaps taking your left hand to touch your heel. Left knee goes down towards the floor. And we're stretching our left quadricep muscle group and your left hip. Again, focus on your breath. A lot of times our body's natural tendency is to hold our breath while we're stretching, but I want you to focus on your breath. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lean back. And inhale, slowly bring yourself back up. Walk your feet back to the center. Good. We stretch the front. Time to stretch the back, your hamstrings. We'll begin by stretching your right foot straight out in front of you. Again, make sure you're sturdy on your chair. Right toes pull towards the ceiling or back towards you. Left leg is bent. Inhale, take a big sit up. Then hands to your left leg. Exhale as you start to lean down over your right leg. We're only going to where you're feeling a bit of a stretch. A little discomfort is okay, but no pain while you're stretching. Good. As you're moving into the stretch, it's important that you do not bounce. So if it helps, just go about halfway into the stretch. Then each time you breathe out, allow yourself to relax down a little bit more into the stretch. Hold the stretch for a nice couple of breaths. And when you're ready, hands to your left leg, press yourself up and switch feet. Bend your right leg, stretch out your left. So left heel on the ground, left toes towards the ceiling. Sit up nice and tall, big breath in. Then exhale as you slowly begin to lower yourself down, both hands on your right leg. Remember, try to avoid bouncing, so each time you exhale, let yourself relax into the stretch a little more. If it starts to feel too easy at any point in the stretch, make sure you keep pulling your toes towards the ceiling. Good, one more breath in. Then exhale as you press yourself back up to a seated position, bend both legs. Allow your arms to relax at your sides. Take a big breath in now as you reach up, look up. Then exhale, press your hands to your side and behind you as far as you can to get a nice big stretch for your shoulders. And one more little shake to release any tension. And you've made it through your warm-up. Congratulations. I do recommend doing this set of exercises every day if you can. Just the simple set of exercises, perhaps before or after breakfast, can really make a difference in how you feel every day. If you can't do it every day, I highly recommend at least 3 times a week. If you have any questions or comments or would like to learn more exercises, please don't hesitate to contact me, or I would love to see you at class. Take care.